This is a logo of a football team that existed in the World League of American Football called the Raleigh Durham Skyhawks. Hello, welcome to another episode of This, That, and the Other. And I'm going to talk about another football team similar to the Detroit Wheels of the WFL that folded before its season ever ended. This is the Raleigh Durham Skyhawks, 1991. Only years they played. They were headquartered in Raleigh, North Carolina. They only played for one season. Inspired by the Wright brothers' flights to the Outer Banks of North Carolina. The cheerleaders were known as the Kitty Hawks. The name was chosen by Raleigh citizens, choices being Skyhawks, Daredevils, or Rogues. Skyhawks' home field was NC State's Carter Finley Stadium in Raleigh. Their owner was George Shin. He owned the franchise, and head coach was former NFL player and North Carolina State alumnus Roman Gabriel. He used to quarterback the Rams and later on the Philadelphia Eagles. The team had an 0-10 record in 1991 and averaged 12,066 spectators per game, due in part to lack of beer sales, which were not allowed at on-campus Carter Finley Stadium. I could see where that would affect attendance in football. A football game with no beer that doesn't go well with a lot of football fans. The 1981 season, the three Europe-based teams dominated the franchises in North America. Mid-season, the Skyhawks came close to beating the Frankfurt Galaxy in Germany, but lost 30-28 to a team that was coached by Jack Elway, and finished the season with a 7-3 record, considered some of the league's second best. They folded after a lone season in 1991. To replace them for the 1992 season, WLF established a new franchise in Columbus, Ohio, named it the Ohio Glory. After a 2-year hiatus, the league resumed in 1995 with a new focus as NFL Europe. And quote this from what I saw on the internet: the Skyhawks' lack of success did not sour the NFL on the whole state, as in 1995, Charlotte welcomed the expansion Carolina Panthers franchise. Professional sports returned to the Triangle area 8 years later when the Carolina Hurricanes of the NHL moved there from Greensboro, North Carolina to play ice hockey in their newly constructed arena. So this team did not win one football game that whole season. Their head coach was Roman Gabriel. Offensive coordinator was Johnny Walton. Remember him from, he coached, I believe, in Elizabeth City State College football, I believe, and he's a quarterback in the USFL, WFL, is also backup quarterback to Ron Jaworski on the Eagles for a while. Receivers coach Jim Pop. Offensive line Buck Fowler. Defensive coordinator, linebackers Doug Kay. Defensive line Claude Humphrey. So basically, actually, Johnny Walton doubled as an offensive coordinator and running backs coach, and receivers Jim Pop doubled as a receiver special teams coach. So they secondary special teams is Charlie Harbison. So I guess they did not have to pay as many salaries for more assistant coaches. I guess they had some of the assistant coaches perform double duty. Quarterbacks for that team were Mark May, Bobby McAllister, and Joe Pizzo. Now, none of these were household names to me. I was looking at some of looking at the roster. Matter of fact, none of these names are really household names to me. They started at Sacramento Surge, lost 9-3, then lost 58-20 at Orlando Thunder, lost 20, lost at home to the Barcelona Dragons, 26-14, and then home to San Antonio Riders, 37-15. At Frankfurt, they lost 30-28. It was the closest game they played. At London, they lost 35-10. They hosted New Jersey Knights and lost 42-6. They lost at Montreal against the Montreal Machine, 15-6. Lost at home to the Orlando Thunder, 20-14, and they lost at home to the Birmingham Fire, 28-7. I was looking at the attendance on the games. Let's see here. They had their first home game was 17,900. Next week it was 11,000. Went down to 10,000. Against the Orlando Thunder, only 4,207. I don't know if that was bad weather or what the circumstances were. It was an 8 p.m. game. Last game they had better attendance, 16,335. So that's what I was able to find out on the WLAF Raleigh Durham Skyhawks. And that being said, looking for ideas on shows to do in the future. And also, anybody out there, I'm looking to get some voiceover jobs, doing some voiceover work. Let me know. Anybody have any ideas where to find something like that? I've seen advertisements on the internet, but I'm not trusting of things like that. Anyway, like, subscribe, share. As always, thanks for watching.